Hi, my name is Lisa Webb, and I'm a parishioner at All Saints Episcopal Church in Millington, New Jersey. Today, I'm talking to All Saints musical director Alison Siener Brown about how she has had to evolve her music ministry during the COVID pandemic and where she's seen Jesus in this process. So, Alison, thank you for talking to me today. And can you describe briefly the music ministry at All Saints before COVID?
Sure. All Saints Church has a long and strong tradition of music. We're a community that really understands the importance of music and worship, and we love making music together. Before COVID, our two choirs met every Thursday evening for rehearsal during the program year. The adult choir sang in church every Sunday with a few exceptions, and our junior choir sang once or twice a month. We loved hiring guest musicians to come and sing or play for special occasions. And we had our first afternoon concert about a year and a half ago, which is a huge success and started a fund for our window restoration. We also have a 3-octave set of handbells and a group of ringers that met a few times a year to prepare to ring something. And as a congregation, we sang a lot during worship, at least 3 hymns plus service music every week.
Yeah, that's a lot of music and very enjoyed by many. How did the music ministry at All Saints change in response to all of the restrictions that are now placed on in-person worship, um, at the start of the pandemic? And then how has the ministry evolved over these past months?
Yeah, well, the biggest challenge that we've faced is the restriction on singing. Since we don't know very much about the virus yet, the one thing that we do know is that singing together indoors for a long period of time is just not safe. So at the beginning, I was nervous to try any sort of recorded music because I didn't know how to do it. And I'd heard that it was very time consuming. And it is time consuming. Um, but I've learned how to do it and I've actually enjoyed it. Um, the more that I learn, the more possibilities I discover. So that's really fun. And the choir is getting used to recording themselves and sending me their recordings too. Um, it's definitely not the same as when we were able to sing together, but it is really amazing how much the recording sounds like our choir and our congregation when it's all put together. And I know that that means a lot to me and to the singers and to the congregation. Um, we've also had to change the way that we rehearse as a choir. Um, the adult choir has met every Thursday since March on Zoom. And at the beginning, we didn't know how to sing together. You know that with the delays, it's impossible to sing as a group on Zoom. Um, so we just met in the spring to talk and connect and check in with each other, make sure we were doing okay. Um, and now this fall, we're starting to experiment with practicing together with everybody on mute, using recordings. And, not everything works, but the adult choir is a group that enjoys being together and shares a lot of laughs. So even when it doesn't go well, it's still really fun. Um, and junior choir last spring met every Thursday at their regular time. And they worked a lot on musicianship skills. They each chorister had a card with a list of skills. And we worked on those skills together using online games or just teaching. And they really learned a lot. And each one of them earned a new color of ribbon that shows their rank in the choir that they'll get to wear with their vestments when we're able to wear our vestments again.
It's very cool. So that sounds like there's been a lot of evolution and a lot of work that's been happening to make the music ministry continue in new ways. And I think the recorded music is now an integral part of the online Sunday worship. Can you just tell me a little bit about the process when you make these recordings?
Sure. The first thing I do is I record a backing track. either the piano accompaniment or me playing the choir parts. And that's the track that the singers listen to on headphones while they record their voice. And each piece that we've done has been a little bit different because without standing in front of a conductor, all the cues about when to start singing and stop singing have to be audio cues. So you have to figure out how to do that on the backing track. And then I type up a list of very specific instructions on how to record so that they can record their voices at home and send it to me. When I get those videos back, I have to separate the audio from the video. And then I use a free software program called Audacity to mix all the audio tracks together. Once in a while, I can remove background sounds, birds chirping, dogs barking, but really I don't edit very much of the actual audio. I mostly just line it up so that everybody starts at the same time. And then when that's all mixed together, I use that new track as the audio for the video. And I start the whole process again in a video editing software. And as I add in each person's video as a video overlay, I have to remove the audio and then line up the video so that they're lip syncing with the audio track that I made in Audacity. And then sometimes I can get fancy. I can crop the videos and resize them until everybody fits on the screen. Or I can make some people appear later if their part doesn't sing till later. So that's been fun to play around with and see what possibilities there are.
Cool. And with all of these changes, how have you seen Jesus in unexpected or surprising ways through all of this?
One of the most wonderful ways that I've seen Christ during this year is in the many ways that our musicians are staying connected with one another. When we gather together online, we always share how things are going, how we're feeling, what's new with our families, and there's always a lot of laughter. And I've also enjoyed spending time connecting individually and in smaller groups with some of the ensembles that we've created between the larger choir anthems. And I've enjoyed seeing how important our choir community is for all of us. And I've also loved being a part of the community that has formed around our nightly Compline services on Facebook. At the start of each day's live stream, the Compline leader often shares the text of a hymn that speaks to them. And it's been fun exploring the hymnal text separate from the music. There's such a wealth of beautiful language, and it shows God in so many different ways. Many of the texts are familiar, but hearing them spoken causes me to hear them in a different way. And I know that I'll keep that with me when I sing them again in the future. And hearing those words each night has been a surprising and beautiful place to find Jesus.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
I just feel so grateful to be a part of All Saints Church and this community. So thank you very much for asking me to talk with you.
Cool. And thank you so much for talking with me. And it was great to hear some of your insights and experiences. So I appreciate that. And thank you for your ministry. And as a member of the choir, I am looking forward to more musical adventures in the coming months.
I am too.
Thank you.